As we broadcast to you from Zimbabwe's capital Harare, I'm Eben Mabunda. Now we take a look at our stories in detail. The United Nations Development Programme says despite global headwinds and the impact of COVID-19, the Zimbabwean economy has shown resilience. However, UNDP says more needs to be done to ensure inclusive growth for its citizens. The recently appointed UNDP Resident Representative, Dr. Ayodele Odusola, sat down with ZTN Prime's Melissa Chatikobo, who filed the following report.
Last month, the Reserve Bank of Zimbabwe said it will maintain a tight monetary stance as the measures it put in place to keep inflation in check are bearing fruit. The central bank slashed interest rates from 150% to 130%. But with commodity prices seen softening and Southern Africa bracing for an El Niño-induced drought, Zimbabwe's economy is expected to grow 3.5% in 2024. United Nations Development Programme, UNDP, says despite global headwinds, the country has indicated economic growth.
Zimbabwean economy is one of the most resilient economies globally, because if you look at what the economy has experienced since 2001, to date, and the ability to bounce back to a level that it can be competing as one of the highest growth economy.
Zimbabwe has managed to maintain macroeconomic stability, but UNDP says there is need to ensure that the economic growth trickles down to the masses.
Because at times you can have growth that does not really benefit the poor people on the ground. So we want an inclusive growth that is able to generate job opportunities for our youth, that is able to generate job opportunities for our women, and that is able to take the marginalized community within the level that we want them to be above the poverty line.
How does Zimbabwe ensure that all walks of life benefit from its productive sectors? The UNDP says it is working with the government to empower all citizens.
Prosperity pillar, we want to be focusing on skill development. We want to be focusing on small and medium enterprises development, where we focus more on entrepreneurship development.
Authorities are pushing for Zimbabwe to be an upper middle income economy by 2030. They are working with the international community to make sure they achieve this goal. Reporting for ZTN Prime, I'm Melissa Chatikobo in Harare.
Zimbabwean authorities say they are working on a clear and transparent plan to move away from using the United States dollar in order to prevent any negative impacts on the economy. Originally, the country was planning to end the use of the US dollar and other foreign currencies in 2025. However, recently, President Emmerson Mnangagwa extended the use of the multi-currency system up until 2030. In 2019, the government reintroduced the local currency after a 10-year period of using the US dollar. However, the local currency has struggled to maintain its value. UNDP Resident Representative Dr. Ayodele Odusola says they're working with the Minister of Finance, Mthuli Ncube, to do this in a very sustainable manner.
Zimbabwe, like I said earlier on, is a resilient economy, and is one of the role of UNDP is to really look at what does the country need currently that some other countries have done in the past, and you don't want the country to go through the same process. For instance, on the de-dollarization process, we are currently working with the Reserve Bank and the Ministry of Finance, Investment Promotion on the dollarization of the economy. The President has announced that they have shifted the goalpost from 2025 to 2030, and we want to see how we work with them so that we have what they call a structural and gradual process to de-dollarizing the economy. Because once you spend heavily, you spend dollar, both in terms of financial dollarization and re-dollarization, where you do not only use it for savings, but you use it to pay salaries, you use it to carry out transactions. So we see it as an opportunity for us to really say, what can we do to continue to build the trust of Zimbabweans in the Zimbabwean financial system? Because if this trust is not there, we will not be able to achieve the goal of de-dollarization.
The dollar question is this: why is de-dollarization important for the Zimbabwean economy? Well, UNDP Resident Representative Dr. Odusola had this to say.
One of the things we are doing to engage government and the key actors in the system is to ensure policy consistency. Because once you are unstable in terms of policy consistency, definitely people will not trust your financial system. And when the trust in the financial system is weak, you cannot achieve the de-dollarization, and it will be difficult for you to become a competitive economy because it might be difficult for you to compete with countries around, Zambia, Mozambique, and even Botswana, that are not spending dollar, that are spending their local currency. And because of that, it makes your goods to be more expensive when you export it. So that's one of the goals in terms of what we need to do to support Zimbabwe in terms of.
Now, although Zimbabwe continues to lose skilled personnel to the diaspora, observers say the